Hey everyone, welcome to another espresso. I want to start with a quote today, which is one of my favorites. It's by T.D. Jakes. If you can't figure out your purpose, find out your passion. For your passion will lead you right to your purpose. I think that's really nice. And I know a lot of people online on social media, they're all talking about find your passion, find your purpose, find a job you love. And I know a lot of people can't and don't find that. And it can get quite stressful. You're reading all of this stuff online. People are putting their best selves or the best version of themselves or the versions of themselves they want people to see online, and everyone talks about it. But in reality, a lot of people struggle to find their passion and their purpose. And then it's tough. It's tough. And work is something you do most, like 5 days a week plus. You're spending more time with at work with your colleagues, co-workers, than you are with your family and your friends. You want to be getting out of bed on a Monday and be like, yes, come on, it's Monday. You don't want to be like living for Friday, living for the weekend. And then, because most of the time you're working. And so I think it's really important. Clearly, like, economics plays a huge part. You need to earn money, you need to support your family. Sometimes you just got to grind, and maybe you're doing a job where it pays really well, it pays the bills, and you find your passion and your purpose elsewhere. And I think that's fine. I think you've got to do what you can do. But I do think it's important as an individual to think about what you're passionate about. That will lead you to your purpose. And when you find a job that matches the two, hey, it's great. It just doesn't feel like work, and it's a great thing to strive for. But today in this espresso, I want to speak a bit more about what organizations, so what people in companies, what leaders, what managers can do to help their team and colleagues find their purpose and make sure it matches. Because companies spend so much time and effort hiring. Like, it's tough, especially right now. Everyone's hiring. It's super hard to get people. It's competitive. It's difficult, and so there's so much effort and time spent hiring. You need to make sure when people join that they're joining what they think they've signed up for. Because so much of the time, companies spend money, effort, developing content around, like, this is how wonderful our company is. These are our corporate values. This is our mission statement. Super inspiring. It's such a great place to work. All of these kind of things. And a lot of the time, you speak to people and ask them, why are you looking? What's the motivation? So often you hear people say, "Oh, it wasn't quite what I thought I was signing up for. It was different to how they sold it to me," and that's a shame. And you end up, people leave, and you hear it all the time. So I think companies need to really make sure that what they say, what they market externally, is actually the case. And then so that's the first point. Secondly, I find people stay and they do well and they're more happy when they feel a sense of inner purpose, when their purpose and values are aligned with the company's. Things really start to happen. And I run an exec search firm. I speak to people at all levels of an organization in different industries. Most of the time now it's board level, senior leaders, but then I'm speaking to young people as I mentor them coming into industry or whoever it is. And people want to feel like they're contributing and they're adding value, and they're doing things above and beyond just taking home a paycheck. And it's this purpose. You want to feel like you're doing something meaningful, and that needs to align with the values of the company. And so some people are missionary. They're just working for the paycheck, and they'll move and they'll earn the money, and they'll get their stuff from elsewhere. But for me, most of the people I speak to, the two need to align for people to be happy and for them to do their best work. And there's a great book called Finding Your True North by Bill George, who was the ex-CEO of Medtronic. And it's just great, that phrase, finding your true north, finding out what drives you, what your purpose is. what you're passionate about. It does take time and effort. And it took me a while. I'd spent some time with an exec coach, and as I talked through things, it started to crystallize. Why am I doing what I'm doing? What is my leadership all about? What drives me? How do I want to behave? What's my purpose? Why did I start a company? Why, all of these questions. It's great to talk through with people, and then you start to crystallize. And I think it takes a while. You come out of school, maybe you've gone to university, go to uni, you get into work, and it's all, I don't know, a lot of it's just, you just do it, right? And it's all driven by personal performance, personal success. You do well, then you move on and you progress, and it comes a point where it's like, people are like, well, what am I doing? What's the meaning? I'm doing this for my whole life. When it dawns on you, you love working until you're like, I don't know. I mean, there's no retirement age in the UK. I mean, you can be working for however long. You gotta have a sense of enjoyment and fulfillment from it. And I think leaders and organizations can do their bit to help people really find it. Make sure that they're happy. A few things that I like to do, which I think is helpful, is just have real regular checkups with my team. And there's a few questions I like to ask, and just things to comment. And firstly, when I have catch-ups with my team, I make it a real open conversation. I hope that they feel like that they can say anything. It's an open forum. It's a real discussion. And we talk through what are people great at, what are their strengths, and think about how we can develop them, double down on them. A lot of people focus a lot on weaknesses, and hey, look, I think triple down on your strengths. Be amazing at stuff, and I like to focus on that. It's also good to think through and rediscover what people love about work, or do they even love the work? Is it actually, maybe they should be doing something different, and they just haven't had the courage to confront that. Are they loving what they're doing? Are they not? It's really good to have these conversations. And then for me, it's also, for them, what work do they value most? Like, what are they really enjoying doing? What tasks? I mean, it's, fun and boring bits, mundane bits of any job. What is it that they like? What aspects of their job do they love? I really enjoy that. I know those 2 points are a bit mixed, the same, but it's just important to think through. A lot of the time we're working in our jobs, not on our jobs. And I think of it like a business. Like you're running a business and you're working in your business. Sometimes you just got to step back and work on your business. Get yourself out of it. Like I'm a real operator. I love getting in and managing exec searches and making sure our service is incredible and all of these things. But there's always moments regularly where I like to step out and be like, right, what does the business look like? What can we do better? Where are we going? How are we developing? And so I think it's important to do that for yourself as well. And whether that's a yearly goal setting, quarterly, if you do meditation, some people like to meditate daily. They write down what they're grateful for. Whatever thing you like to do, do it. Or if you're not doing any of that stuff, start to implement it. And I think it's great. And leaders and managers can help people do this. And then the other really important bit for me is making sure you are fostering and building relationships with colleagues and clients and just people you meet. I know everyone's different. I get so much energy out of meeting new people, making meaningful connections and relationships. And I know for me, it brings meaning to things. It's great to just, be authentic and make proper friendships with people. And it's not just about making a sale or making a business transaction or whatever. It's genuinely, be curious about people, seek to make friends with your colleagues and clients and whoever you meet, and it's also really nice. You get a nice sense of purpose and meaning from the work you do. I think it's great. They're the things I do. These are the things I try and do. Not perfect. I'm working on all of them myself. These are things I try and do with my team. And again, not perfect, always trying to improve and do better. But it's about keeping the dialogue, really keeping the dialogue going and making sure that the people that work with you in your team feel that they can come and chat to you and be open with you, and you can have proper conversations. And I think it's super important. Yeah, hope they found it helpful. Please subscribe in all the usual places: YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all of that cool stuff. And I think the ats are right down here. If they're going, let me see if they're still going. They are not going. Right, let's stick it on. Here we go. These are all the places you can subscribe. Hope you're enjoying all the content. Thank you very much for all the feedback. As always, have a